I'd like to first introduce, if I might, the Ambassador of the Republic of Kenya, Elkanah Odembo.
Asante sana, Senator Coons. Thank you so much, Senator Coons, for being such a champion for the continent. And it's wonderful that you are the chair of the Subcommittee on Africa. I think the Senator has said most of the things that really need to be said. I was with him just a few weeks ago at the conference, the second that he has organized at Delaware State University that talks about the opportunity that is Africa. But let me say a few things. Why am I optimistic about the continent? I am optimistic because a number of wonderful things are taking place in that continent. In the last 10 years, infant mortality, child mortality, maternal mortality, and life expectancy have increased and improved significantly. I think those are indicators of a continent that's really beginning to shape up. The issue of leadership, governance, as we all know, that is what has plagued the continent for many years. Again, in the last 10 years, very significant things happening. Last year alone, 2012, some 22 countries on the continent had elections that were hardly talked about in this country because they went fairly well, they were fairly free, fairly credible, and things went well. That's another very important indication. But economically, as we sit here, the fastest growing continent in the world today is Africa. The Senator has shown some figures, a number of African countries that are growing at double digits, and not all of them have extractive industries in them. Foreign direct investment in the last 10 years has gone from 15 billion to close to 50 billion today. That is very, very significant. And a very small proportion of that comes from the United States, Senator. And so you are extremely right. Trade with China, an important piece of information. 10 years ago, trade between China and Africa worth about 15 billion. By the end of this year, it will be about 200 billion. That speaks volumes. And so I think the opportunity is there. It's tremendous. And the United States really has everything going for it in terms of being very well positioned, the strongest economy in the world, on a continent that looks very favorably to the United States. And I think the U.S. just needs to seize the moment. So thank you so much, Senator Coons, for your interest. And I was reading the report as I was coming in this morning. Jackie had a copy of it. I quickly read the summary, executive summary, and then the 6 recommendations, as specific as I've seen any recommendations since I've been here for the last 2.5 years. So we look forward to working with you and making sure that this actually does happen. Asante sana, Senator.